Have you ever noticed that a tiny seed needs to be buried in the dark to grow? If you just leave it out in the sun and shout, "Look, this will be a tree," nothing happens. It just dries up. Your dreams are a lot like that seed. They need silence. They need darkness. They need to be protected. A young man named Simon had huge dreams. One week, he wanted to open a shop. The next, he wanted to become a master potter. But Simon had a habit. Before starting anything, he'd tell the entire village, "I'm going to build the biggest shop you've ever seen," he'd announce. Everyone would clap and cheer. Simon felt incredible, like he'd already succeeded. But the next morning, when it was time to actually start building, the motivation was gone. The praise he got was so satisfying that his brain felt like the job was already done. This happened again and again. He'd announce a new dream, get a round of applause, feel amazing, and then nothing. He never even touched the clay for his pottery dream. Years passed, and Simon was known as the man of big words, but no action. He felt ashamed and stuck, his heart heavy with unfinished dreams. One evening, a wise old man from the village found Simon looking defeated. "Son, why so troubled?" he asked gently. Simon poured his heart out. "I have so many dreams, but I fail at every single one." The elder listened patiently. "Tell me," he said, "what do you do when a new idea sparks inside you?" Simon replied, "I tell everyone. I want them to see what I'm capable of." The elder smiled. The next day, he took Simon to his garden and gave him a seed. "Plant this," he instructed. Simon buried it in the soil. The elder then took a second seed, held it up high for some children to see, and declared, "This seed will become a magnificent tree." He then just left it on a rock. Days turned into weeks. The elder quietly watered the buried seed, saying nothing about it. A tiny green sprout appeared and grew stronger each day. Meanwhile, the seed on the rock just sat there, dried out, and eventually disappeared. The elder explained, "A seed needs the quiet and the dark to grow. When you talk about your dreams too early, the praise you get is like a shortcut to feeling successful. Your brain gets the reward without you doing any of the work. That initial fire you feel gets wasted on words, not action." A light bulb went on in Simon's head. The applause had been his downfall. It was a cheap substitute for the real pride of accomplishment. From that day on, Simon changed. He decided to build a simple wooden chair, but this time, he told no one. He just worked. Every evening, in a quiet corner, he chipped away at the wood. There was no pressure, no expectations from others. He made mistakes, and he learned from them. When the chair was finally finished, he sat on it and felt a deep, genuine pride he'd never known before, the pride of creation. Soon, a neighbor saw the beautiful chair. "Simon, when did you make this?" "You never said a word." Simon just smiled. Word spread, not because of his announcements, but because of his work. People saw the chair, then a table he built in silence, then a shelf. Over the years, Simon became a respected craftsman. His actions finally spoke louder than his words ever could. Think about your own life. How many of your goals have faded away after you announced them to the world? That excitement you feel when you share a new plan is powerful, but that energy is for you. It's the fuel you need to do the hard work when no one is watching. Your dreams are fragile in the beginning. Keep them safe. Nurture them in private with consistent effort. Let them grow strong in the quiet darkness of your dedication. When your work is finally ready, you won't need to say a thing. Its existence will be the only announcement you'll ever need. The world doesn't need to know what you're planning. It just needs to see what you've built. So, the next time you have a big idea, hold it close. Let that seed of a dream take root in silence. When it grows into a mighty tree, everyone will see it. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And for more stories that can help reshape your perspective, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for being here with me today.